Hi, Charles Cherney here, and I wanted to share MIT with you in this video. So meet me at MIT. We're looking at the campus of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology here on the screen, and it is running along the Charles River, which is really rather nice. So if I zoom out, you can see how MIT is on the Charles and across the river is Boston. So if I really pull back here, you get a sense of where you are in relation to Boston, the river, and the rest of Cambridge. So if I zoom back in, you can see that MIT as a campus lays out largely from Kendall Square in Cambridge here along the Charles River all the way down to this bridge just beyond the Hyatt Regency that crosses the Charles. So it's a campus along the water, and that's really rather nice. So let's just zoom back in and just take a tour. I live nearby, and since the pandemic, I've been walking pretty much daily on the MIT campus. I formed the habit of walking and have kept it up and have enjoyed the luxury of living near the MIT campus and walking through it on a regular basis, which is really great. So here we're looking at on Massachusetts Avenue. You find your way right into the heart of the campus. And this here at the heart is Rogers Hall. It's famed for its tall pillars, and there's always people at this large crosswalk coming and going and making their way across to the main courtyard for the campus. And let's just take a peek at that. So, actually behind Rogers Hall is the famed Great Dome. This sits atop Building 10 and is the distinctive, iconic image of the campus. And it's in front of the Great Dome each year that graduation takes place. And that occurs at Killian Court. So you can see here, I have a picture in the upper corner showing everyone gathered for graduation. It's really a majestic setting with the Great Dome behind and the Charles River and Boston beyond on the other side. So it's a very dramatic setting, and it's always the case, no matter when I walk by, that someone or some people are out and, visiting or coming and going from the building. And so there's always a pulse and a life here at Killian Court and the Great Dome. So across from Rogers Hall is the main courtyard, if you will, with the Student Center and the MIT Chapel and Kresge Auditorium. So the MIT Chapel is a mid-century modern architectural masterpiece. It's a windowless chapel made of brick surrounded by water. It's a very special place, well worth a visit if you're on campus. And it's set in this forested green that's part and parcel of the main campus courtyard, with the Student Center opening onto it, as well as Kresge Auditorium. Kresge Auditorium is famous as a building for meeting the ground in 3 places, where most buildings we know meet the ground in 4. And right behind it now is the Music Center, being completed as a new building to join the mix here. It's been under construction the last several years, and it's coming to completion at this time. And that's very exciting for the community to have the music building next to Kresge Auditorium to open soon. So these buildings, the chapel and the auditorium, date from the 50s and were done by the noted architect Saarinen. So they're distinctive architectural masterpieces. You can see in the upper left corner there, a picture of Saarinen, who did these buildings, and they take their name from the Kresge family that founded Kmart. There are some other significant architectural buildings on campus, including Simmons Hall on Vassar Street, a dormitory done by architect Stephen Holt, and Vassar Street, which you see here on the screen, which runs down from Massachusetts Avenue. There's a series of dormitories along Vassar Street, several of which were completed in recent years, and then just now, just beyond Simmons Hall, there are some brand spanking new dormitories that have opened as well. So Vassar Street has emerged as a significant student quarter at MIT, with the buildings largely populated across Briggs Field, where many athletic activities occur, and adjacent to the Student Athletic Center. So it's an incredibly interesting walk to take down Vassar Street and see all these student dorms for MIT, including the new ones just beyond it that have just opened. Hyatt Regency Cambridge, with its distinctive stepped shape on the Charles River is obviously a popular destination for friends and family visiting students at MIT, because from this address you can easily walk to campus, and they have a large central foyer, and it's always a place with lots of life and activity, with everyone visiting to visit people at MIT. And, as I said at the start, it's nice that MIT is on the Charles River, that you can, walk along the river, and it really is beautiful. You can see here in the upper left corner, I have a link to a video with a walk on the Charles near MIT, and there are footpaths and bike paths and great views of the city and of the campus. And it's not to be missed if you're at MIT. You do want to take a walk along the river to get a sense of the context in which the campus sits along the river and near the city of Boston. So it's really wonderful. By the way, this on-screen video tour of the MIT campus, I have a link below so that you can learn more about any and all of the specific destinations highlighted by me here in the video. MIT Media Lab on Amherst Street is one of many places on campus where there's just so much happening in the way of students and faculty researching and studying tech and multimedia, sciences, art, and design. MIT is one of these places that just walking through campus, you just feel the energy of all the smart people who are there studying and researching and investigating. And it's really a place that is always full of life. Even on a summer day, there are people, students and faculty about, and things happening, and life is to be found. And of course, as I make this video, September now, with the students back, it's really flourishing with student life, with everyone back for the semester, and it just comes alive once we're into the school year. MIT is fortunate to border as a campus on Kendall Square. I have a separate video on Kendall Square, and I'll encourage you to investigate that and learn more about it. But as a neighbor, to have Kendall Square is a real luxury for MIT. It's home to offices for many tech and biotech companies, including Google and Microsoft. And, it's nice for such a living campus with so much happening to be adjacent to a neighborhood that's a major center for biotech and tech. And Kendall Square is an area under construction with many new buildings, and it's a vibrant place just as much as MIT as a campus. So there again is the contextual view from way up above, showing how MIT and Kendall Square run along the Charles River in Cambridge across from Boston. Obviously, many people will think of Harvard and Harvard Square when they think of Cambridge, but MIT is very much a felt presence and a significant part of the Cambridge landscape and experience. I thought it would be fun to end the video with a slideshow of some photos I've taken on my walks in the last several years. This is a selection of photos of the MIT campus that I thought would be a nice way for you to get a better sense of how special a place MIT is. So enjoy. Again, my name is Charles Cherney, and I welcome the opportunity to connect with you by text, telephone, or email as you give thought to finding your way to a home near the MIT campus. As a top agent, I'm here to answer your questions about the market, your home, and the community, and to be of service in your search. Be in touch.